There's a couple of games that come along every once in a while that are really captivating, that try to break the mold in what video games are trying to do that's trendy nowadays, that seems like it'll be an easy guaranteed profit. And sometimes those titles are really interesting. Specifically for myself, games like Shadow of the Colossus and Journey do a really good job at captivating something that I really like about video games. And that doesn't happen all too often. Let's flash up to the present. A game called Last Guardian has been in development for a long damn time. Much longer than you would expect, especially from the guys that made games like Shadow of the Colossus and Eco. Now the thing is, something recently happened that got me pretty excited to talk about this. Something that could potentially give us more news and information about The Last Guardian. And it's the recent Tokyo Game Show conference that was held from Sony about their upcoming PlayStation 4 titles. Now, here's the thing. The Last Guardian has gone through a really rough development cycle. And I think that even the developers on the project have recently abandoned ship from Sony, and the project was left in limbo about a year and a half ago at this point. What I wanted to make this video about is the potential hopeful possibility that Last Guardian isn't completely gone. Because after the recent Sony press conference happened talking about their upcoming PlayStation 4 titles, guess what? Last Guardian was absolutely lost from every single announcement of said PS4 title. Now there's some stuff I'm really jazzed about, and there's some things on the PlayStation 4 that look very exciting. But that was the game, man. Like, besides like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last Guardian was the game that really captivated my spirit about seeing something interesting, new, and different. Like I said, I felt this before. Games like Journey have absolutely done this, breaking the mold and introducing something new and exciting, and really captivating and mesmerizing by the time the game was done. And of course, the instant classic and honestly one of the greatest games of all time, Shadow of the Colossus. And it's the same dudes. However, they're mostly gone, and whether or not the entire development studio or there's any staff left is really unknown at this point. Now the reason I'm making this is that I was really jazzed about this game, but I think it's interesting that we can bring it into a topic of discussion right now because it was absent. And this was the opportunity. This seemed like the big chance for them to show off something for a game that we've heard little about, seen little about, heard that it's in development, the developers left, and then we're just left in limbo. It kind of was like, yo, TGS, let's go, and they didn't show anything at the press conference. I have a little bit of hope that Last Guardian might make an appearance at Tokyo Game Show during the actual event itself. But damn, dude, I was really looking forward to this game making an appearance at this press conference, and it just didn't happen. What I'm scared, and what me and Matt had a pretty big conversation with after we watched this entire Sony conference, was that with Last Guardian not showing up, there's a pretty big possibility that the game is just gone. This has happened to other titles before, where development has ceased almost completely through a certain development spot at a game, and the producers and the publishers never say anything from that point forward. It's so highly regarded by so many people, and so many people want to know so much more about this game, that has gotten to the fact that maybe Sony is afraid to say it's cancelled. Which disheartens me the most, but at this point I would prefer there to be some finality on the whole situation. I would like to know that Last Guardian has ceased development and there's not going to be anything more from this point forward. Because my god, man, I've been amped about this game. I don't get too jazzed about single player games that often. And this one really did something to me, especially with the trailers that you guys may have seen in the past. There's just things about it that I just want to enjoy that world and these characters, and I just want to see the things they're going through. It's like very much harking back to the never-ending story, you know, old movies that make you feel the way you did as a kid. And I think Last Guardian definitely was going to do that. So what I'm trying to say is, Sony, if you are listening to this in some regard, don't jerk us around. Just let us know if it's canceled or not, and give us maybe a little bit of information about said title in development. If it's still there, awesome. Let us know that it's still there, but the fact that there's been no information coming up over the past many months about a game that was so highly anticipated and could possibly push unit sales of the PlayStation 4 because it's associated with Shadow of the Colossus means something. That means that the game is most likely not being developed anymore and everyone has moved on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about The Last Guardian. Were you as jazzed as I was about this game? Would you like to see more from it in the future? And do you think it suffered a fate similar to what I've described? So let me know in your feedback below. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time. Where's my copy of Shadow of the Colossus?